Even if God blesses me with another child, I will never forget you, and I will always love you. You are my child, and I love you more than you will ever know.
Hey, Mama, and welcome to the Christian Mom Reset. I'm your host, Kristen, women's minister, homeschooling boy mom ×3, and just like you, striving to walk closely with God while balancing all the things. If you're looking to heal from spiritual depletion, grow in your faith, and walk intimately with God right now in the messy middle of motherhood, then you're in the right place. Get ready to go deep, listen closely for God's voice, and expect transformation, because that is what our God can do. So whether you're folding laundry or enjoying a kid-free car ride, let's hit that reset button together. You ready? Let's go. Hello. I hope you are having or have had a wonderful day, whatever time of day you're listening to this. And I'll be honest, this is a really scary episode for me to record because I am sitting here with something in my hands that's making me emotional just holding it in anticipation. And I don't even know if I am going to publish this. If you're hearing this, then I decided that it was okay and it felt safe enough to do so. You may know that October is Pregnancy and Infant Loss Awareness Month, and specifically October 15th is designated as Pregnancy and Infant Loss Remembrance Day, and October 15th is when this will air, and I know that there are so many women who have suffered from this, from pregnancy and infant loss. And I know that so many of us can have a hard time healing from it. And not that healing means you never feel anything, but not getting stuck in the grieving process. So I myself have had a miscarriage, and it was pretty early on. And we had just moved back from Madrid to Texas. And yeah, I was really excited to be pregnant again. It was going to be our second child. And we were just about to take some pictures and make an announcement. And then I had a miscarriage. And a few weeks later, I was talking about it with some of the women in my church on a Zoom call, because we were on Zoom at that time. And one by one, woman after woman after woman, women who are grown, not just my peers, but women in their 50s and 60s were talking about their losses, and some of them still really stuck in their grief. And so what I want to do, if you will let me, and please, if you, trigger warning, if you are a new parent or, you have an infant or you're currently pregnant, maybe this won't be the best thing for you to listen to right now. You can use your own discernment. But I wanted to share what helped me in my grieving process and then share really rawly with you a letter that I wrote to the baby that I lost. And I haven't read this letter since I wrote it several years ago. And I just feel so emotional even thinking about it. So for me, one of the things that I did that was the most helpful, and this can apply to someone who is in the middle of grieving a loss or lost a baby a little while ago but hasn't allowed themselves to grieve, is I just allowed myself to think about it and to feel whatever it is that I was feeling whenever it came up. And if I was in a position to be able to go into a closet or a bathroom or close the door somewhere and just be alone and weep, then I would do that. If I felt like praying, I would do that. If I felt like singing, if I felt like just curling up in a ball and holding myself, I would do that. I just allowed myself to feel everything I was feeling. And then I also talked about it. I told other women, other friends, and even people that I was just getting to know, but that were older and further along in life than me. I told them what happened and shared my heart around it. And there was this one sister in my church, I will never forget this. After telling her what had happened, and it probably was just over the phone because I know that it wasn't in person, she showed up at my doorstep a day or two later and had a gift for me and a card. And this was a mom who had children much older than mine, and she had gone through several losses herself, including stillbirth, and she got it. And she showed up at my door with a little gift, and when I opened it, it was a pearl, just a single pearl from a really nice jeweler. And it meant so much to me that she gave me a gift of remembrance for the child that I had lost, and that God put it together so beautifully because the baby, I did get to see the baby. I got to hold the baby, and it actually was about the size of a pearl. I'm weeping right now if you can't tell. So that was amazing, having community to share this with, that I didn't have to carry the weight of the loss on my own. And of course, sharing it with my husband as well and grieving together. And then one of the things that I did that was the absolute most helpful was to pick a night and take all the time that I needed to create a sacred space and just write this letter. So I picked a night after my firstborn was in bed. I lit a candle. I had my notebook. I had my pen. I had tissues. And I just started writing. I started writing down everything I was thinking and feeling, anything that came out, anything I wanted this little baby to know and to feel. Eventually, I had to get up and go and get some peppermint essential oil because I was weeping so much that I couldn't breathe through my nose anymore, which I kind of can't breathe through my nose right now. And it was sacred. That is the only word that I have to describe it. Pouring out my heart to my baby, to my God, to myself, allowing myself to feel, getting it out on paper, not being interrupted. It was exactly what I needed. So I am wanting to share that with you today. I haven't read this, like I said. I might be a hot, blubbering mess. If I am, please bear with me. But I want to read this because I hope that in sharing how I processed my loss, you can also benefit, and you, if you need it, can continue to grieve and work through the emotions that you're feeling and bring it to God and find comfort in Him. So I'm going to go blow my nose and I'm going to come back and I'm going to read this. And I really pray that it's edifying to you. Okay, here it goes. Dear baby boy or baby girl, you are my child. You are my child that I miscarried, and I will never be able to meet you. I am weeping from the ache I feel in my soul, knowing that you will never read this letter. Even though your presence this side of heaven was all too short, you are so very
deeply loved and incredibly missed. I am overwhelmed with sorrow, thinking about the life we could have shared. You will never know your big brother. He's a hoot and would have loved you very much. You two would have had so much fun together, and probably gotten into a lot of trouble too. He would have just adored you and also protected you like crazy. And you would have looked up to him and been his absolute favorite playmate and eventually best friend. And your father, he had just started greeting you and giving you kisses through my belly. You would have loved him. He is simply the best dada out there. He would have made you feel so safe and so secure. You would have thought you were invincible. And he gives the best tickles and would have made you laugh until you fell out of your chair. You would have made his heart grow 2 sizes. You would have helped him feel more full, more complete. You would have made him so proud to be your father. I struggle to find the words to talk about myself. I want to say, even though I never met you, but I did meet you. I held you in the palm of my hand. I saw you. I felt you. I spoke to you. I carried you for a few short weeks in my womb, my whole body acknowledging your arrival and your presence, shifting to make room for you, because you were that worthy and that important. Every cell and fiber of my being working together in complete unity to give you life. I want to say, even though I'll never get to know you, but I did know you. You are powerful. You are strong. You are purposeful, and you are a gentle soul. I am one of the few who did know you, and I knew you better than anyone else ever could have. You are mine. And at the very same time, you are not mine. Neither to hold and to love, nor do you belong to me. In admitting this truth, I am reminded of one of my favorite scriptures in the Bible. Isaiah 43:1. But now this is what the Lord says, He who created you, Jacob, He who formed you, Israel, do not fear, for I have redeemed you. I have summoned you by name. You are mine. You do not belong to me. You belong to God, to our perfect Father. So, as counterintuitive as it may feel to say, I didn't really lose you because I never really had you. You were never mine to lose. You always have been and forever will be God's. He, my child, is the safest place out there and the best parent you could ever ask for. So I, as your mother, will never get the chance to make you feel safe. You will never nurse at my breast and feel safe. You will never rest your head on my shoulder and know that you are protected. We will never be able to look into each other's eyes and feel a love and a bond so deep that death itself couldn't break it. I will never be able to make you feel better when you're sick, or help heal your bumps and bruises. I won't be able to feel warmed by your laughter, and I'll never have the chance to comfort you when you cry. But as much sorrow and pain as this tragedy has brought, there is still hope. You see, in your short, unborn life, you have already changed me forever. You have brought a bit of healing in my relationship with my mother. You have taught me more empathy, compassion, and trust. And you have shown me that I really don't know what the future may hold, so I must be prepared in my character for anything, because I want to be like Jesus no matter what may come. Suffering produces perseverance, perseverance character, and character hope. Your life holds so much meaning for me, more than I could ever adequately explain, and I am forever grateful, as hard as it has been, that you blessed me with your presence, and even in your absence, I still feel blessed. So I am giving you permission, and I am giving myself permission, to continue on in your journey. Even if God blesses me with another child, I will never forget you, and I will always love you. You are my child, and I love you more than you will ever know. Now it's time to rest, little one. Rest in peace. Love, your mama. I told you I was going to be a hot, blubbering mess. I don't know if you had to pause and go grab some tissues. After I read that, I paused. I kept crying a bit, had a moment with God, and I'm back to say, what do you say after reading something like that? It's so emotional, losing anybody. And it's a unique, desperate kind of different, losing a baby. And I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry to any and every mama out there who's had to go through this. It hurts. And it's hard. And that's okay. Because you loved them. You made space for them. And then everything changed. It's going to be hard. I wrote that, 4.5 years ago. And you heard how hard I was crying. What I want to leave you with is to encourage you that if you haven't had a time to honor your baby's life, to acknowledge what you went through, to create that sacred space for mourning, please feel free to do that. It was exactly what I needed. And I was just thanking God after reading that for the first time, just thanking God for loving me and comforting me and taking care of my baby. He's big enough. God is big enough to hold all that you're carrying, and He wants you to bring it to Him. That's my encouragement to you. Bring it to Him. Draw near to Him, and He will draw near to you. am sending my love to every single person who has had to grieve the loss of a child. God sees you. He knows you. He loves you. He's there for you. And He wants to hear from you. Even if it's been a while, even if it's been years or decades, go toward Him and let yourself lean into His embrace.
Thank you for listening to the Christian Mom Reset and spending time with me today. If this episode encouraged you or was helpful in any way, would you do me one quick favor? I could really use your help getting the message out to other Christian mamas that there is still hope for emotional intimacy with God. The best way to help is by leaving a review. It tells the podcast algorithm to push this content to more moms like you searching for Christ-centered encouragement. And if you ever want to reach out, ask a question, or share how God is moving in your own motherhood, I would love to connect with you. You can email me at thechristianmomreset@gmail.com. It would truly be a joy to hear from you.